Hey, I'm back for another run. I can't do another 6 hour run like I did previously, but I'm hoping I laid enough groundwork that I can get through this one a bit quicker and only discuss some of the stuff as it comes up. This time we're going to play as Ironclad. It's the first class you unlock as you go. Oh, we're on Ascension 11, so we're down to 2 potion slots. All the other Ascension modifiers are the same as the previous Ascension 10 defect run. With the defect, at first we've got the same deck as the defect does. We have 5 strikes, 6 damage for 1 energy. We have 4 defense, 5 block for 1 energy. And then we have a bash. For 2 energy, we deal 8 damage, which is a small number per energy, but we apply 2 vulnerable, which causes creatures to take 50% more damage from attacks. So that makes our strikes do 9 instead of 6. Upgraded, it goes to 10 damage and apply 3 vulnerable. This 3 vulnerable is a pretty significant bump, so if we were to do an early upgrade, it would be bash. Our starting relic, Burning Blood, at the end of combat heal 6 HP. So we've got some health sustain, not too much block. We've got a 2 energy card, so we're going to be spending energy smacking things over the head with our big sword and taking some shots to the face and relying on our relic to heal us back up. We've got a pretty beefy 80 max HP. I forget what defect started at, but it was lower than that. So I like to see the whale bonus, and then look at the map, and then come back to make a final decision here. We can transform a card, which means we can get rid of any of these cards and turn it into any random Ironclad card. I don't like that early. In general, a random Ironclad card isn't necessarily better than any of these. In Act 2, it's probably better than a strike, but at this point, we need these strikes to kill hallway monsters. We transform this into something that doesn't do anything for us. Like, we transform this into something that gives us card draw, and we're just drawing garbage cards that actively hurts us instead of helps us. So I don't like transform from the whale bonus in general at all. We can get 100 gold, which would be helpful if we could hit an early shot. We can take 21 damage to gain 16 max HP. This is interesting because I think we talked about this last time. We gain current HP when we gain max HP. So this would take us down to 51, and then we would gain 16 max HP, which would take us to 96, and then we would gain that 16 back. So we really only lose 5. Is that right? We'd be at 51, 16, 67. Yeah, maybe it's more than that. This is a consideration. We could lose our starting relic to obtain a random boss relic. This is pretty good. Getting some health sustain in every fight, but I mean, we've already seen we have 1 2-cost attack, and Ironclad has a lot of other 2-cost attacks. And having 4 energy and having the ability to play bash and another 2-cost attack on the same turn is pretty valuable. So I'm seriously considering all 3 of these right now. Transformer card is out. I would probably right now take the max HP if I had to choose now without looking at the map. There's too many non-energy boss relics that could hurt us, but let's see what the map looks like. Alright, we're fighting Guardian. That means we need a pretty balanced deck. We need to be able to block a good amount. We need to be able to do some burst damage on the turns that allows it. Right, so the only way to fight 3 elites is to hit this one here, and then up through the super elite. That's a lot of late hallway fights. Early on, we could hallway store. That 100 gold would be good there. 1, 2, 3. That's our three easy hallways into an elite. Either way we go, we get a fire in a hallway. We get our mandatory level 9 chest, floor 9 chest. I don't know about elite hallway, super elite hallway, because we have no way out of that. If we commit to that, we're into it. We hit this elite, and we can come this way. We can have a campfire. And we can hallway, campfire. Maybe hit another store, maybe hit another hallway, depending on how things look there. 1, 2, 3. Get a fire. That way we're only getting 1. We want to fight 2 elites, minimum. Well, here, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Hallway, that's all the way up here before we get another fire. Alright, so I think it's this way. 1, 2, 3. I think it's this way. Then the question is, do we want 100 gold for this? Well, no, I'm sorry, it's not. Yes, it is that way. But then it's this way. I need to enable my mod that lets me highlight the path I want to take. Do that next time. So then the question is, we're hitting an early store, so do we want that 100 gold, or do we want the max HP? I think I'm going to take the max HP here. Okay, yeah, so I was right, the 67. That's fine. Hopefully we can get through these first couple of fights early, get some more healing here from our starting relic. Alright, cultist. He scales, so we're willing to take early damage from him to speed the fight up later. Like this 6, we'll take that. We're still at 67, but we didn't lose anything. Ironclad, we're still looking for early front-loaded damage to deal with the 2 elites we're going to fight. Havoc, play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Removed until end of combat. This has its place, it's not here. Body Slam, deal damage equal to your block. Upgraded, this is 0. If you can get an upgraded Body Slam into a deck that can generate huge block numbers, this is ridiculous and a lot of fun. But that isn't the pick here, so it's Thunderclap maybe. 4 AoE damage and apply 1 vulnerable to all enemies. I don't really like this a whole lot. On floor 1. We'll take it. Watch this be an amazing store. Alright, let's see. We can't afford relics. None of these potions are what we're looking for. Regen potion, colorless potions are terrible. Essence of Steel, no. an attack potion here, a strength potion here, something that would increase our damage output against elites would be a consideration here. None of these are. Card removal is valuable, but we're not at a point here where we can remove anything, even a strike. I mean, our strikes are valuable now, as I said before. These are not good cards. So, cleave, 8 damage to all enemies for 1 energy. 8 damage to 1. That's fine. That's fine. If this was Slime Boss, where we had multiple enemies at the boss fight, this would be a pick. I mean, we're gonna have fights that have multiple enemies, so that's a possibility. Perfected Strike is on sale. Deals 6 damage. Deals 2 additional damage for all of your cards containing Strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Neither of those do. So that's an extra 10 damage here. So this hits 16 for 2. If we were to add... well, actually, it would include this. So it would actually be 12. So this would be hitting for 18. Ironclad has a bunch of cards that say Strike. Twin Strike. Sorry, my brain's not working. So we're not just going off of our starter cards here. This is good. You can get to a point where, like, it becomes a problem if you commit way too hard for it. If you say, well, I'm not going to remove a strike because it's going to hurt my Perfected Strike deck. But strikes are still bad. So you want to get rid of them. And you don't want to just, like, start grabbing a bunch of damage common cards in Act 2 because it's making your Perfected Strike better. Because it's making your overall deck worse. But right here on floor 2, wow, this is an early shop. This is fine. This will significantly increase our damage output against elites. So this is a possibility, especially at only 23 gold. Warcry, this isn't a super good card. Draw 1 card, put a card from your hand onto the top of your discard, or your draw pile, and then exhaust. Warcry Plus is 2 cards. In general, this isn't terribly good. Warcry Plus is a touch better. This isn't a card you want in your hand in general, but you might have a specific thing you're doing that might make it worth it. We're not taking that. Intimidate, apply 1 weak to all enemies. A little bit of damage mitigation. We're not taking that. Fire breathing is interesting. In Act 1, whenever you draw a status or curse card, so we have 1 curse card already, we deal 6 damage to all enemies. One of the enemies we can fight in Act 1 is Tri-Sentries. I forget if we fought it before, well, on a video I've made, that puts a ton of dazes in our hand. Dazes are status cards. This card basically solves the Tri-Sentries fight in Act 1. If this was a slime boss, again, if we were fighting slime boss, this is an amazing store, because slime boss puts slimes in your deck. But I think I can afford fire breathing and Perfected Strike, so we're gonna grab both of those. We're going here. So yep, our Perfected Strike is hitting for 18. And as I previously mentioned before, we now have two cost attacks, so we can't play Bash and Perfected Strike at the same turn, ever. Which is unfortunate. Bash. Now we're up to 73. We got a Fear Potion for more vulnerable. Boy. A second Thunderclap is absolutely not. Shrug It Off is a good card. We gain 8 block, we draw a card. I've mentioned that we wouldn't mind another card that says block on it. It's a touch early though, we haven't seen Gremlin Knob. We're fighting 2 elites, so that's a 33% chance that we're going to see Gremlin Knob. And then we can't see him again, so that's a 50% chance. It's a common. Reckless Charge costs 0 energy, deals 7 damage, shuffle a Dazed into our draw pile, and then if we have this power out, when we draw that card, it would deal 6 damage. But it also limits our ability to draw cards that we need. I think I'm going to take a Shrug It Off here. I'm not super thrilled with having a power and adding a skill to my deck in 4-3, but I think that's what we do. Alright, so we got a hallway fight here, which is our third, so this is going to be a difficult pool monster there. They are both attacking. He has more than 12 HP, so it would take all 3 strikes to kill him, which means I take 10. If I play Shrug It Off, and then it would depend on what I draw here. But say Shrug It Off, defend, defend. I take 4, 8, I think that's right. They'll stomp and buff, try and debuff me enough that I think so we have 2 slimes in our deck, which would fire breathing would be good for. Now 2 strikes will kill this turn. And there they are. Gained 1 HP there. Not super happy about it. That's a crazy early Juggernaut. Rare card chance. You start every act here with a negative 2% chance for a rare card to appear in a card reward, a combat card reward. Negative 2% here. Every time you see a common card, which is these gray ones here, it increases that percentage by 1%. And elites have a bump up from there. Maybe like it's a 10 to 12% increase in seeing rare cards from elites. So I mean, this is like a 3% hit here that we got this Juggernaut. Unfortunately, it's not very good for us right now. Whenever you gain block, deal 5 damage to a random enemy. Right now, we're gaining block when we play a defend. I mean, it's another power. That's not super good. Headbutt, deal 9 damage. Put a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile. This isn't a super good card, but we need some damage, so I'm probably going to take this. Sentinel, for 1 energy, we gain 5 block. This is basically a defend, but if this card is exhausted, we gain 2 energy. Defect has a lot of exhaust synergies, but we don't have any now, and we don't need another defend, especially with that Shrug It Off. So we'll take Headbutt. I mean, we could Headbutt Perfected Strike. We could Headbutt a Shrug It Off. I mean, we need something. Alright. Neither of these guys are going to put any statuses into our deck. This guy, when we kill him, we get 2 vulnerable. But I think in this fight we want to kill him first. Well, let's see. That blocks that. We split him. We hit him. Yeah, actually we can probably kill this louse first. Yeah, there we go. I think we just take 1 here because the Bash Strike should... Bash Headbutt definitely does. Explosive Pot. That's good early damage. Intimidate, we've seen. We said no. Burning Pact is a good card. We exhaust a card in our hand, and then we get to draw 2 more cards. when it's upgraded, it's 3. I like this. I want to take it, but I don't think we're going to, because we have a Wild Strike here. It deals 12 damage. Upgraded, it goes to 17. This card does a ridiculous amount of damage, but it adds a wound into our draw pile. But it also gives a buff to our Perfected Strike. We're not going to go super into this, but I think we need one more card like that to do what we need to do. Alright, we got Gremlin Knob. Gremlin Knob doesn't put statuses into our deck, so we're not going to bother with that. So a thought here is Thunderclap to get one more vulnerable on him, but we have a potion that can do that, so I think we strike there. So remember, he's going to gain 2 strength every time we play a skill. So this is really only blocking for 3, but his strength gain is permanent, so we don't want to be playing those. So I think we vulnerable here. We headbutt to get Perfected Strike back for next turn. Oh, well that was silly, but that's fine. Okay. Alright, some gold. Horn Cleat. At the start of your second turn, we gain 14 block. These boat part relics are really good. I mean, it does what it says. I assume it's obvious how good that is, so I mean, we'll see as we go. Another rare? What is going on here? This is bananas. I feel like I've got a mod enabled or something that I shouldn't. Alright, we talked about Body Slam. Nothing has changed. Anger. Deal 6 damage for 0 energy. Add a copy of this card into your discard pile. Play an Anger. It does 6 damage for 0 energy. It goes to your discard pile along with a copy of it. This can scale pretty big, to the point where you've got just a ton of Angers in your deck that are clogging up, clogging, maybe clogging. It could be good or bad. Depends on your need. But Impervious, gain 30 block for 2 energy and exhaust, upgraded 40. I don't know why it keeps wanting to give me rare cards, but I'm taking that one. Boy, am I strong enough to go? So if I only fight one more elite, I can't see Gremlin Knob again. But if I go here, this could be Gremlin Knob again, and I've now got a handful of... Well, either way, we're going there. We're going to upgrade. We're not going to upgrade Bash right now. Wild Strike, 17 damage for 1 energy. Boy. Let's do it. Alright, here's our Horn Cleat. We don't have to worry about blocking at all. Evolve. Whenever you draw a status card, draw 1 card. We're currently putting a wound into our hand, which is a status card. We're hoping to fight Tri-Sentries. The Dazes are status cards. We're probably going to take this. Rage, 0 energy. Whenever you play an attack this turn, gain 3 block. This is fine. It has its moments, but we're not going to take it here. Hemokinesis is a really good card if I was still looking for damage. I mean, this is an uncommon, but still the same thing. We lose 2 HP, but we do 15 damage. Upgraded, it does 20 damage for 1 energy, but we lose 2 HP. But we'll take an evolve. That's... Right, Nunchaku. Every time you play 10 attacks, we gain an energy. Sure. Right, here's the Tri-Sentries. Let's evolve and fire breathing both. This fight is pretty much won already. Clean up. We got rid of all of our all the artifact charges. I think. I think the defend there was right. I'm going to win this fight pretty easily, so I need to. So I would play Shrug It Off here, but I don't want to draw Perfected Strike on 1 energy and not be able to play it. So do we take 10 damage here? I think we just play Impervious here. There you go. That is Evolve Fire Breathing against Tri-Sentries. Unfortunate thing is, that might be the last fight that's going to do anything for us in the run. Happy Flower. Every 3 turns, gain 1 energy. Very good. Ironclad is super energy starved. Blessing of the Forge potion. Upgrades all the cards in your hand. Sure, we got a potion slot. No reason not to take it. What is going on? This is the 3rd rare card I've seen in 10 floors. This is insane. But I'm not seeing the good ones. Seeing red, we pay 1 energy to gain 2 energy, and it exhausts. Upgrade, it costs 0. This is probably a no. Brutality. At the start of your turn, we lose 1 HP, and we draw an extra card. I hate to skip another rare here, but that's not super good. We're still on 2 energy, though we've got a couple of energy producing relics. Ironclad has a lot of, I mean, we saw Hemokinesis before, a lot of self-harm cards. We trade our own HP for benefits. I want this brutality to be good so bad. And this is a power, so it's not just a turn we play it. We will lose 1 HP every turn, and we'll draw 6 cards every turn. I might have to take that. Flame Barrier is a good card, but it's another 2 energy, but we gain 12 block. So 6 block per energy, which is better than defense. Whenever you attack, we deal 4 damage back. It's a good card. I'm not really looking for any more block at the moment. Let's try and see if we can do something with brutality. The big slime. Fire breathing helps here. Is this a brutality fight? So the upgrade is just an 8. So again, the slime splits at 50% or small or lower, so he's going to split at 36. blocking. So that's 22. That's 19. Split into 2 7 HP slimes. And dead. Havoc, no. Thunderclap, no. Clothesline. 2 damage. 2 energy, 12 damage, 2 weak. Don't think we want that. This time we have 2 fungi. They almost always are going to alternate. He's going to attack next turn. He's going to buff next turn. So we want to kill this one. So we're going to take this 6 here. Hope that he buffs. We kill him, which puts a vulnerable on us, and then we kill that one before he can attack us. Didn't get there, but we got our improvements. Alright, got it. Gain 5 dexterity. At the end of your turn, lose 5 dexterity. I think that's better than that. Thunderclap, Anger, Dual Wield. Choose an attack or power card. Add a copy of that card into your hand. Upgraded, we add 2. So we could get a second Fire Breathing if we wanted to, but we could also get like a second Wild Strike, a second Perfected Strike. I don't think we want any of these right now. Lagavulin. One significant thing to talk about Bash here. Lagavulin has 8 plated armor. If you do 9 damage to him, he wakes up. But unupgraded Bash only does 8. So we could hit him with a Bash, not wake him up, and then he would be vulnerable the next turn. And he would be vulnerable and asleep, so then we could pile a bunch of damage on him. If this was upgraded, it would do 10, and it would put 3 on, but it would also wake him up. Brutality Evolve. Oh. But he also has 12. Oh boy. This is going to be a rough fight. Play that mostly to get it out of our hand. Wow, this is not super good. What? Oh. Our curse did 6 there, so now Bash is going to wake him up. Boy, this went about as poorly as this fight can for us. Our Happy Flower went off, which is very happy. Our Nunchaku also went off, so we're still at it. So we Wild Strike, and then we Impervious. A little less damage, but another turn of invulnerable. We need to do 22 damage, or much damage. Alright. Singing Bowl. This is a great relic. When adding cards into your deck, you may raise your max HP by 2 instead. Anytime we get a card reward, we skip and we can gain even more max HP. Very good relic. I like it because I always add way too many cards into my deck, and this like actually gives me a reason to not do that. It makes me think more. Block Potion, gain 12 block. I like a block potion more than a speed potion. Havoc, we've talked about. Sentinel, we've talked about. Wild Strike, we have. Max HP, please. Oop, couldn't click on that thing. Ooh, Jawworm and a Slime. This Slime is going to frail us. This Jawworm is going to... What's he going to do? He's going to buff himself on Strength. This is another one where we're looking to take some damage early, but... Our Horncleat turn, nobody's attacking. Not super happy about that. Dead. So we take 10 there. That's 10. Skill potions, I think I talked about that before. I don't particularly like them. Skill cards just can do too many things. If I had an open slot, I'd take and use it, but I don't, so I won't. Ooh. Combust, another power, another self-harm power. At the end of your turn, we lose 1 HP and deal damage to all 5 damage to all energies. Upgraded at 7. This is really good, and I may take it. But we've already got the Brutality, which is doing the same thing. It's kind of tough to be losing 2 HP. We're not taking another Wild Strike. True Grit. Gain 7 block, exhaust 1 card at random. With an upgrade, we get to pick which card it exhausts. We've got a Wild Strike, which is putting wounds into our hand. So having a way to exhaust those out is always good. We've still got 5 strikes. We've got 4 defense. I think we're good on damage, so I think this is a True Grit with the hope that... boy, can we upgrade it here? I think we can upgrade it here. Is that our best upgrade, though? So. Alright. We do 35 damage. He's going to phase shift here. 21 damage. That's 8. 17. That's enough. He's not going to generate any statuses for us, so that's kind of... there we go. True Grit to wound. We're going to take 3 damage for any of these we play. None of them really do anything for us, I don't think. I think we drink a block potion here so that we can bash. Wild Strike, strike. Might get myself killed to chip damage here. Do 21 damage this turn. So we could do 9 and 9, but that doesn't get through, so we'll get rid of this wound. This is going to be close. This might not be close, it might be dead. Oh, impervious. Holy moly. 1 HP. Those bananas. Blessing of the Forge back. Oh. Another impervious I don't particularly want. Double tap. This turn your next attack is played twice. Next 2 attacks are played twice. It doesn't do it. Feed. Deal 10 damage if fatal. Raise your max HP by 3. Then it exhausts. This is a bit like our Hand of Greed previously, except that exhaust we can only play it the one time. I think I'm going to take this. We've already got a ton of max HP, but I think we'll go with some feed. Oh. Slaver's Collar. During boss and elite combats, we gain 1 energy. So we have 4 energy, but only for boss and elites. Which is good, but hallway fights are a thing too. Calling Bell. Upon pickup, we obtain a unique curse and 3 relics. We don't have any way to get rid of that curse, though we do have our Fire Breathing and Evolve. But I don't boy. And then Snecko Eye. At the start of your turn, draw 2 additional cards. So we draw 7 cards every turn. But we start each combat confused. So all of our card costs are randomized between 0 and 3. So mathematically, on average, all of our cards are going to cost 1.5 energy. That's, I mean, when you math it out. So all of our 1 energy cards are going to cost more than they normally would. So will these. But our 2 cost ones will cost less. And it gives us a lot of card draw. Boy. Snecko is probably the best relic in the game. It can do some really bad things for you if you need to block a bunch of damage and all of your block cards cost 3 and you die. But 2 extra cards per turn is a pretty significant amount of card draw. It gets you through your deck faster. It gets you 2 extra cards in your hand. I think I'm going to take Snecko Eye just to see how it does. It's not great here, but I think it's good enough. Right. This time we're fighting Bronze Automaton. He's got a very predictable pattern. On even number turns, he's going to attack, and they're going to gradually scale up. It's like turn 2, he hits like 2 by 8, I want to say, then like 2 by 12, and then on turn 6 and turn 12 and turn 18, he does Hyper Beam, which is like 50 damage. So we're going to have to figure out a way to block for pretty good amounts of damage. An Impervious in our deck is a good start. A whole bunch of max HP with Singing Bowl and Feet is a start. I mean, maybe we just eat a Hyper Beam to the face and shrug it off. So we're at 316 gold. I wouldn't mind a shop. I wouldn't mind this early shot, but then we don't see any elites until we get to the very end. I'm normally scared of Act 2 elites, but I think we're strong enough to deal with it here. I think I'm going to come up this way. Get this elite, a fire, and then we'll get a choice here of what we want to do. We'd have to skip that elite for that, though. But it gives us some question marks, it gives us a shop, it gives us some elites. I think that's the way we'll go. Alright. So, Chosen, we're getting attacked for 12. And like I said before, all of our cards cost too much. Putting a debuff on us. I'm not a huge fan of brutality anymore with the Snecko, so let's just get rid of that. I don't think we fought a Chosen previously. Whenever we play a non-attack card, it's going to shuffle a Dazed into our draw pile. Normally that's pretty scary, but if we get our Evolve and Fire Breathing going, this thing will just melt. I feel like, well, I missed an energy somewhere. Well, there's. We're vulnerable. He's already hitting us for 18. She. I'd like to feed on her. So we could kill here. So Snecko, we draw 7. So we're going to draw all of these. So we could headbutt, which would put feed on top, and we could potentially feed the turn after. What cards do we have in play? We have a ball, but we don't have fire breathing. So we don't have anything that's going to give unexpected damage. So, oh, but now I can't headbutt. You dummy. That's fine. I couldn't take that 24 anyways. Cultist Potion. Gain strength at the end of your turn. One of the ways Ironclad scales is through strength. We don't really have anything that's doing that for us yet. Again, I think it's better than that. Iron Wave Plus gains 7 block and deals 7 damage for 1 energy. That's fine. With Snecko, these 1 energy small number cards aren't doing anything for us. Ancient Tea Set. Whenever you enter a rest site, start the next combat with 2 energy. Extra energy is always good. My friend did the Beast Ball. We're already blocking for that. That was just a fish for a 0-cost card that could have done something for us there. Feed. Oops. Twin Strike? No. Warcry, no. Vernal Blade. Add a random attack into your hand. It costs 0 this turn. Upgraded, it costs 0, and then our attack costs 0, but we don't really want just random attacks in our hand anymore. Now we got a Chosen and a Bird. Bird is going to hit us 6 times for 1 damage. If the bird takes attack damage 3 times this turn, it will fall out of the air. When it's flying, it receives 50% less attack damage. And this is not attack cards played against it. That's 3 times. So if we, I don't know if Twin Strike we saw before, it hits twice, so that would count for 2 of them. I got sloppy there, and one of those attacks should have hit the bird and made it land, but I didn't. Feed over. Put feet over, and then I exhausted the... That feed wasn't a great pick. I don't know when I'm ever going to get to play it. Alright, so, for example, this does 3 damage to a random enemy 3 times. Upgraded it does 4. Like I said, this deals 5 damage twice. So an enemy like the birds, where the number of times you hit it matters, these can affect that. These also are affected by strength. So if we have +1 strength, each of our attacks does 1 more damage. So our strike would hit for 7, our bash would hit for 9. But significantly, with +1 strength, this would do 4 damage to a random enemy 3 times. This would do 6 damage twice. So these are cards you're looking at if you're got strength scaling going, is multi-attacks. Feel no pain. Whenever a card is exhausted, we gain 3 block. Imagine this card against the Chosen with all those dazed in our pile. So this is a really good card even without our own exhaust synergies, but we've got True Grit, so True Grit is now getting 12 block. Impervious is getting us 33 block. An old beggar, cloaked in furs, reaches his hand out towards you. Spare some coin. 75 gold to remove a card, sure. That's what it would cost at the shop, and now we can do it again at the shop for the same 75. I'm not a huge fan of brutality anymore, but we need to get these strikes out of our hand. Oh boy, I don't think this is a rest. I mean, we're still at 45 max HP. upgrade. I don't really know what this deck is doing. This isn't a very good deck. Tri-Slavers. Here we go. Quick 34 right off the bat. We need to kill this guy as fast as we can. He's eventually going to put a debuff on us that doesn't let us play attacks for a turn. Definitely drinking this. Wow, we got a lot of energy. Let's think we can headbutt bash back. Strike. 5 of the ridiculous amount coming in. So he's debuffing us here already, so we need to get him dead. So that's all but one of those blocked. So we don't necessarily have to true right here. We could kill him with that, but then we still only get to play one of these two. No, we get to play both of them. Left blue slaver is usually next one, and we leave him for last. There we go. We can get, oh, almost missed it. Get a feed off there. Bash, wild strike. Strength scaling does a lot of damage pretty quickly. Mercury Hourglass. At the start of your turn, deal 3 damage to all enemies. It's another good relic. It's not an Iron Wave, it's not a Brutality, it's not a Heavy Blade, but deal 14 damage. Strength affects this card 3 times. So, like I said previously, it's like a +1. 1 strength would make this hit for 17. Upgraded, it affects it 5 times. So 1 strength. With 1 strength, this would hit for 19. With 10 strength, this is hitting for 60. We're skipping for max HP. I think this here is a rest. The Courier. The merchant restocks cards, relics, potions. All prices are reduced by 20%. Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there. I think we fight this. Alright, we can beat this. Maybe. Let's send Prophetic Strike back. Oh, rude. With no... We need more block cards, quite obviously. kill him, so it has an increased chance of him attacking again next turn. Nope. Let's headbutt, perfect strike back again. Get rid of the wound. It is part of our damages. We're not getting enough damage on him because our... There we go. Oh, we can't do that. Big attack there. There we go. So feed is going to do 15. Oh, and a feed. Woohoo. Ink bottle. Whenever you play 10 cards, draw another card. Swift potion, draw 3 cards. Sure, whatever. Pommel strike plus, deal 10 damage, draw 2 cards. That's fine, but it's not the kind of card we're looking for. We still don't block enough for body slam to be a thing. Bloodletting plus. Lose 3 HP, but we gain 3 energy, and it costs 0. I think we're... It's 0 cost, so it's worse with Snecko-Eye. It gives us energy, so it's better with Snecko-Eye. I mean, at worst, it's energy neutral. It costs us 3 to play, and we get 3. I think we're going to take that and see what it does. Alright, here's a good event. We can either remove a card from our deck, or we can upgrade all of our strikes and defense. This is a really good event, even if you don't have any strikes. Just getting upgraded defense is big. 8 block for 1 energy is a pretty big bump from 5. So we're definitely taking that. It's almost always simplicity to upgrade them all. These two, and they're mad again. 16, we're getting hit for 25. We don't need energy for anything. Him hitting for 14. Oh, forgot about Horncleat. I didn't even need to play that. That sucks. Head. But then feed over. Feed on him next turn. Does 10. Just gets it down. Let's play fire breathing. There went Ink Bottle. In general, we want to be paying more attention to what these counting relics are doing as we're moving through. Where are we at? I mean, we would like these to be close to proccing in our next fight, especially in boss fights or elite fights. We have some time here. Nunchaku, we're not going to get anywhere because the next attack we play kills. So we'll just have to deal with that. We can get our ink bottle. Oh, and we just procced ink bottle because I'm an idiot. Well, let's forget about that. Let's just kill this. Yeah, there you go. Infernal Blade, Cleave, no, but Shockwave is good. Apply 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies. It exhausts. Upgraded, it's 5 of each. That's good. We still really haven't figured out how we're blocking Hyper Beam here other than just taking it to the face, which would require a rest here. Ooh, 3 cultists. Oh, but look at all these beautiful zeros. That's good. That's good. That's good. We're going to kill the lowest HP one here as fast as we can. All 3 of these are going to scale like previously, so this is going to get ugly in a hurry. Sure. That's True Grit, Brutality, the Horned Cleat. Oh, a lot of rare cards, though they fell off here. Reaper, deal 4 damage to all enemies, heal HP equal to unblocked damage. This is really good. It's better with some strength scaling, but we're going to take a Reaper. Let's see if we can get something for 500 gold at the shop here. So remember, we get 20% cost reduction. And previously you buy something here and it's gone. As we buy stuff here, it's going to be replaced. Start each combat with 10 block, sure. Ooh, now we got a potion belt. We're 2/3 of the way to being a boat. So I don't see anything here that obviously helps us beat Automaton. 60 gold card remove. I think is still a strike, even though it's upgraded. Probably a second Feel No Pain. It's on sale. Oh. I think I'd rather have this than this. Most of these potions only take place in, or can only be used in combat. Healing potions, I could drink this now, gain 20%, whatever that is, 20 some, and then I could buy another potion. I'm not going to, just because none of these are that exciting. Oh, and another Feel No Pain. I don't remember if I mentioned before, it's always 2 attacks, it's always 2 skills, and then 1 power. I don't see anything here that is super exciting for us, so I think we're just gonna come here. I think we're gonna rest. Go into this fight with 84 HP and hope we hyper beam to the face. Fire breathing. Wow. Here's his first attack, turn 2. He summoned 2 minions. They're going to steal cards out of my draw pile. They're always going to steal the most rare ones. I'm getting all 3 of these in my hand this turn. I don't know if it's good or bad. But so they'll take some of my uncommons. So one of the feel no pain, and then either a feel no pain or shockwave. I don't know how it decides between those at that point. We do need to block for 16 this turn. I'm not quite ready to use Impervious to do that. Let's try the skill potion. Dual wield, I mean, we could dual wield feeds, but we can't feed off the minions, and we could only feed off him once anyways, so that doesn't do anything. Double tap, I mean, killing this, doing this 300 damage is a thing, but not to the point we take double tap. Sentinel's interesting, it could give us 5 block, but we could also exhaust it with True Grit and gain 2 energy. I don't know if that's right, but I'm going to do it. Strike back. Feel the pain. And the shockwave. I really want that shockwave. Oh. And Mercury Hourglass killed. Why do you have to cost so much? He still has 2 artifact charges, so using Shockwave here wouldn't do anything, so we'll save that. Let's take damage here. So next turn is Hyper Beam. So next turn is Hyper Beam, which is going to be, I think, 50 some damage. So I want to make sure that I draw this Impervious. I'm already at 8. I'm only going to draw 7, so I've already got a small chance that I don't get it. Headbutting anything on top of there reduces those chances even more. And there's nothing here really that helps me against Hyper Beam more than Impervious. So this is absolutely not a headbutt here. Well, a shrug it off of anything but Impervious guarantees we draw Impervious next turn, but on that 1 in 8, at 12%, we're in big trouble. I think that's the play, though. There we go. True Grit. I'm gonna get rid of this Brutality. This isn't for energy, this is just to clear that out of my deck. Alright, 58. Yes. That was done. I did that in the wrong order. Should have played Feel No Pain first. It's just a 3 damage, but that's something. We got to 33. Ouch. Why can't I get through these artifact charges? I got one of those artifact charges off. No need to play feed here. Alright, there's the last artifact. We're in trouble now. Gains me 1 energy, but all my cards are 3, so even if I played Bloodletting, I would be at 4 and can only play one of these cards. I have to kill him before his next attack. That should do it. I didn't have feed in my hand, right? I didn't even look. Black potion. Oh. Power 18. Exhume. Pull a card from your exhaust pile into your hand and then exhaust it. We could get Impervious back, we could get Feed back, we could get Reaper back, we could get Shockwave back. That's a really good card. Barricade. Block is not removed at the start of your turn. So we could play Impervious for 30 block, we take a hit of 10 and we've got 20 block next turn. This is good when you can't block consistently. If you can regularly block for, say 20 damage a turn, that's not quite as valuable. But if you can block 10 one turn and 30 the next turn, Barricade is good because it smooths that out a bit. The upgrade makes it less expensive. Corruption is an extremely powerful card that's very difficult to use. Your skills cost 0, but when you play skills, they exhaust them. Our defend pluses, they cost 0, but you can only play them once. Same with our Shrug It Off, all this stuff. This is super powerful because you no longer have to pay energy to block. All of your energy goes into attacking. But if you run out of skills, you can no longer block anymore. got feel no pain, so when they exhaust, we'd gain more block. Well, 2 feel no pains. I'm going to take the corruption. I want to get better at playing with it, and we'll see what it does. Any of these three, I think, are reasonable picks here. We've got enough cards that exhaust for Exhume to be very powerful. Our block is uneven enough that Barricade could smooth it out nicely. None of these are a skip. I mean, this is one of these three always. It's never HP. But let's see what we can do with Corruption. Sacred Bark, double the effectiveness of potions, so this suddenly blocks for 24. It's good. It can be super powerful with a potion belt, with a white beast statue, but it's good. Velvet Choker, we gain an energy at the start of our turn. We cannot play more than 6 cards. With Snecko and Corruption, I didn't even think about Snecko when I picked up Corruption. I think those go together well. So whenever you draw a card, you randomize its cost. So when a card comes from our deck and is dealt into our hand, Shrug It Off draws a card. We draw cards at the start of our turn. It's affected by Snecko. Corruption skills cost 0. So this overrides the confusion. The cost is randomized as it goes into our hand, and then they cost 0, regardless of what Snecko said. I don't think we have any, but any cards that say that adds a card to our hand, that's not affected by Snecko because it's added. It's not dealt. But with Snecko and Corruption, Velvet Choker's not good. We're probably playing more than 6 cards. Which leaves Busted Crown. Gain an energy at the start of your turn. Future card rewards have 2 less cards to choose from. This is pretty rough. We get fewer cards to look at. We talked about rare chance before. This puts a pretty big nerf on our rare chance because we're only seeing 1 card per card reward instead of multiple. But I think it's the pick here. I'd really like a 4th energy, and I don't think it can be Choker. Alright, we got a Time Eater, or not a Time Eater, I always do that. Awakened One fight. We need to block for a lot. Corruption's not great here, maybe, I don't know if it is or not. But we need more block cards because Awakened One hits us over and over and over again. I think we're good against elites. We're not great against Giant Head because we don't scale very well. I don't know what we do well. Except for this fire-breathing evolve thing that we got for the Act 1 Tri-Centuries, and then we're like dragging that through this whole spire, trying to let that keep us alive. What do our stores look like? I'd like to hit... I think I want to hit one of these 2 early stores. I think I'm going to skip an elite to get there, I think. Alright, we got some shapes. This guy is going to put daisies into our hand, which we don't really care about. Actually, we like it because we've got to feel no pain, we've got the evolve, we've got the fire breathing. These guys, in 3 turns, are both going to explode and deal 30 damage to us, which Corruption. Bloodletting. Now exhausted. Shockwaves. Now exhausted. I won't play these because I don't need to, but oh, why you gotta do that to me, feed? Oh, especially. Short 2 damage and can't block 30. So it's that. Heal from our Reaper. Rupture. Whenever you lose HP from a card, gain 1 strength. Okay, now we're possibly getting somewhere. Brutality. Lose 1 HP at the start of our turn. Bloodletting. Lose HP. If we put Brutality and Rupture in play, we gain 1 strength every turn. So we're now got something happening. Begin to fall. It's not bloodletting. It's probably fire breathing. We're not gonna. I mean, we're gonna see some statuses here and there, but this has done what we needed for. Perfected Strike is still a bit of damage for us. Just 18. Block cards, homie. Drop kick plus. The enemy has vulnerable. Gain energy and draw 1 card. So we have 2 sources of vulnerable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop kick can be a key part of an infinite combination. Our deck's a touch too big right now, but for example, we play our powers and they're out of our deck forever. We play corruption, all of our skills are gone forever. And then if we had some fewer attacks. If we had a way to like exhaust some of our attacks, we could just sit there and drop kick for 8 damage over and over and over again once we hit him with a bash or that thunderclap. We're close, but I don't think we're close enough that that's something we want. I don't think we're going to take it, but it's close. Oh, this guy's the worst. I don't remember if we fought him last time or not. So upon receiving attack damage, he changes his intent. So he's going to hit us for 16 now. Oh, now he's hitting us for 38. Yikes. Now he's back to 16. That's better. Let's get that rupture going. So he's got 13 blocks, so we can hit that without doing damage. Gets more vulnerable on him. Oh, no, he did take damage. Why did he take damage? This puts a curse in our hand. We really don't want that. Okay, now we're back to 12. That's fine. And now he wants to do that again. 28's a lot. Not for corruption yet. Playing that last attack every turn is dangerous. That could have been something we couldn't block. It could have been that curse back. I guess we had that true grit to get rid of some of our attacks. We might have been at a point we could have taken that drop kick and tried to infinite. 57. Oi, oi, oi. Ah! Would you stop it? 24. And I can't block 24. Is that a block potion? Might be. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's fine, but... a little bit of a heal there. And squish. Clothesline plus 14 damage, apply 3 weak. Weak's kind of like block for Awakened One, right? Alright, receive 2 madness for 18 HP. We reduce the cost of a random card in your hand to 0 this combat. Become cursed with Writhe, we can heal for 30. Writhe is not a very good curse. It doesn't exhaust. It's innate. Or we can just give up 6 of our 121 max HP. We will do that. This is a... upgrades it decrease the cost are irrelevant with Snecko. I think that's a rupture. Figure out a way to kill some of these in-game bosses. Searing Blow, 2 damage, 12 damage for 12 damage for 2 energy. It can be upgraded any number of times. The first upgrade does upgrades at 4. The next upgrade does 5 to 21. The next upgrade does 6 to 27, and it continues to go up that way. It can be fun, but you need to have a small deck. You need to get it early. You need to upgrade it at every single campfire. There's some other fun things you could do there, like the warp tongs we saw previously. You could have that hit this multiple times. There was a card we saw that I didn't talk about, Armaments. Can upgrade cards in your hand during combat. They're not permanent upgrades, but you could get a whole bunch of upgrades during combat to make this hit really hard. We're not taking this. Immolate, deal 21 damage to all enemies. Adds a burn into your discard pile. This is an extremely powerful card. 2 energy cards are good with Snecko. We'll probably take that. Bloodletting. We're not taking an upgraded Bloodletting. Enemy loses 2 strength and then exhausts. That's upgraded, it goes to 3. This is another really powerful card. Inflame, gain 2 strength. I think we're going to rely on our Rupture and Brutality to do that for us. Thread and Needle, start each combat with 4 plated armor. Blood Vial, we've got Dolly's Mirror. Upon pickup, obtain an additional copy of a card in your deck. So if we buy Dolly's Mirror, we can like duplicate any of these cards we have. We could duplicate Feed, get multiple feeds off in a combat. I'm not sure what... I think this is Immolate, because Awakened One has some cultist minions that we need to kill. Reptomancer has daggers that we need to kill. I think we take a Disarm. Do we take a Shrug It Off? I think. We don't take a Havoc. Card remove? Card remove or speed pot? I think we take a speed pot. Play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. That can do fun things with... Didn't we have a headbutt? What's going on around here? Did we get rid of headbutt? Oh, no, there it is. Yeah, headbutt and havoc. We could headbutt a card under the top of our draw pile and then havoc it. I'm just getting silly now. Big giant head. All right. So every time we play a card, it increases slow stacks. So it's doing there. Just get some vulnerable. So we've got the Headbutt Havoc thing going here potentially, but there's nothing here really that I want to I could maybe perfect the strike, but I want to get this brutality rupture thing going. Oh, ink bottle went off, so whatever I hit here is going to come right back to us. B. I was hoping that would come back with energy and I could play it again. It's too early to play corruption. Now he's sick of us. Now he just starts smashing us for ridiculous amounts of damage. Let's see what happens with that. Yeah, the wound. Whatever, that's fine. No impervious here. Impervious. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I need to pay attention to ink bottle. Clap me. Corruption. I need to get that in play. Alright, yeah, that's it. Oh, Red Skull. While your HP is at or below 50%, you have 3 additional strength. We meet that now, so, I mean, we wouldn't skip it, but that's good. Power through. Add 2 wounds into your hand, gain 20 block. 20 block is a big number. We need a blue key, that's fine. Art Award didn't do anything for us there. We're playing attacks every turn. Oh, Jawworms. Oh, Jawworms. Really need to pay attention to that ink bottle. It's gonna ruin this run more than anything else. That's 7. That's 20. Reckless charge. We still don't want one of those. I think we take a dex pot over the speed pot. I'd rather have 2 dexterity for a whole fight rather than just one big burst of it. We can heal to full health, but lose 15 max HP. That's an enormous heal. That's probably what we do here. I think we keep our nice amount of gold for Act 4. I think we recall here. Give me that Emily. So that eel turned Red Skull off, but that's fine. Oh boy. Ah. 20 damage. We're summoning daggers here. What have we got? So this isn't a havoc here because I don't want to exhaust any of these block cards when they're not attacking. It's unfortunate that we drew Immolate this turn and not next because we're going to have daggers. And 9. We're plenty. Mercury Hourglass kills that. More wounds. really like to feed here. Can I block 20? Oh, okay. Question card. Future card rewards have one additional card to choose from. This very slightly mitigates the downside of Busted Crown, but it's not like some good synergy or something. Because it still reduces the number of cards you see. Strength Potion. I think Strength Potion's good, but I don't know which one of these we get rid of instead. Not another Havoc. Strength Potion. I'm a little bit worried about blocking Awakened One still. Ooh, a little bit worried about blocking this. Almost played the Perfected Strike before I got invulnerable. He's putting a debuff on us that is not very nice at all. So now we've got Constricted. So we take 10 damage and then he hits us for 17. So we're actually taking 27 here. This is something that could be cleared by orange pellets or whether we had an artifact or something. However, we do not. That might. I think I should have. I think I was supposed to play Corruption there. Let's see if we can get another feed. Cleave plus Sword Boomerang. A little bit of AoE is good, but we're not taking either of those. So these guys do their normal thing. So we need to get them dead as fast as we can. So Awakened One regens 10 health per turn, gains 1 strength every time I play a power, which can be a little bit of a problem. But I kind of need to get my powers in play, so here it's just a matter of which one of us scales harder with me playing the powers. And they have a split. We do this 320 and then there's the second phase of the fight. Alright, that turned Red Skull on. He's taking too much damage here. Can't block well enough. Where is my brutality? Take this because I can't play impervious here. Oh, 40? Really? Just like that? Oh, rip. And dead. That's a shame. This deck was a mess. I have no idea what I was doing there. We eventually got something going with the rupture and the brutality. I wasn't able to get them played soon enough in the Awakened 1 fight because of Snecko Eye. I think Snecko was the right pick there, but you could possibly convince me otherwise. Didn't play Corruption enough to know how it did. Again, like Snecko Eye, it looks like it's got a huge downside, but it's really powerful. I highly recommend playing around with it and see what you can do with it, especially with some of Ironclad's exhaust synergies. Like these feel no pains and things. But that was fun. Right at 2 hours. A little bit longer than I hoped, but it was fine. Got not nearly as in-depth as my defect one, but hopefully that one gave enough groundwork that you're able to get some out of this one. And hopefully the video worked, because I won't be redoing it. So, let's look at our score. 927. Whatever. Alright, see ya.